Alright, I think I am now live. Yeah, seems to be working. That's cool. Alright, so in this stream, I'm gonna be creating a website in Python, and we're gonna be creating a complete portfolio kind of project in Python. It's gonna be kind of like a crypto assistant project. It's gonna be a pretty cool project. Now I won't be able to finish it in this live stream, but I will probably be streaming today only, and probably today night. Uh, like probably at around 9 or 10 p.m. IST. So if you guys wanna join in at that time also you can. But yeah, so I'm gonna be streaming at that time also. So in case if you wanna join in, so pretty sure it's gonna be about 10 or 11, but it's gonna be a little late. So yeah, and right now I'm gonna be going for about like an hour or an hour and a half, not more than that. All right, so let's just get started now. One second, I'm just gonna kind of set some stuff up over here on stream that I need to get done, so that the stream continues on a little slow, smoothly. So just a second, guys. All right, I am back now. I just have to grab one thing. Perfect. All right, so okay, everything is set up now. So, alright, so today we're going to be creating like a stock assistance, not a stock assistance, a crypto assistance website kind of thing. It's going to be a pretty cool project. Alright, so let's get started. So, first I'm going to cd to desktop slash python. Now, obviously, you want to cd to your own directory. Now, also, let me just do one more thing. Just quit this. Um, so, okay, so glad you liked it. So I'm just gonna toggle out the pop-out chat so I can kind of keep it on the one side of the screen, so you guys, if you guys post any messages in the chat box, I can kind of read it. So I'm just gonna kind of keep it over here for now. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna create a new directory called, let's just call it like CryptoBuddy. You can call it anything you want. I'm just gonna cd to that directory. So we're gonna create a couple of files. So I'm gonna create one file called the database.py file. Then we are gonna have the neuralnet.py file and the main.py file. And we're also gonna make a few directories. So we're gonna need templates and the static directory. So as you can see now, our directory structure should look something like this. So you guys just want to check if your directory structure, if you are kind of like coding with me, then it should look something like this. Now didn't actually kind of explain to you guys exactly what I'm planning to do. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to be creating this website that kind of tells you which cryptocurrency you should buy and which cryptocurrency is good, and which cryptocurrency has been doing really good stuff, and it will also predict the next day's price. And I'm gonna try to do it in two ways. One, I'm gonna try to use, not two ways, three ways. I'm gonna try to use a neural network to do it. Second of all, I'm gonna have a machine learning model. And another thing that I really wanted to do is implement something known as Black-Scholes. So if you go on to Black-Scholes, now Black-Scholes model is mainly for the European stock market. But I think I had seen a person use it for cryptocurrency. So basically, it is these bunch of equations, mainly this equation, and you implement these equations to predict a future stock price. Now, I want to implement this, but this is pretty complex. So yeah, we will see if we can actually implement this stuff or not. But yeah, we will at least have like the model stuff in there. Cool. So let's actually just get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we are first gonna do the database, because that's some of the most important stuff that we gonna do. And also just one more thing, whatever I'm saying over here, do not use it as investing advice. It's your money. You gotta uh, be a little careful about where you invest it. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna be using Vim for like most of the time, but I might switch over to VS Code depending on the complexities and stuff like that. If I face any issues and difficulties along the way, then maybe I will switch to VS Code. But the main reason I'm not is because I don't want to open up like a ton of apps, because then since I'm streaming, I already have OBS and all of that open, so stuff gets a little laggy. So that's why I don't want to do that. Now the way I'm actually going to be doing this is actually something like this. So I actually wanted to show you guys. So I was initially going to release this entire thing as a video series. So what I actually had done is I had actually created something that was relatively simple, not this complex, but I had created an Ethereum future price predictor. Now there actually is a tutorial series that I have recorded for this. Now I simply just haven't uploaded it onto YouTube yet. I don't know if I will be or not, because it wasn't that good of a series, so I don't think I will be uploading it because the quality was not that great. So I basically use this module known as SAN to get this stuff. Now I know there is Yahoo Finance too, which is like the gold standard, but the reason why I'm not using Yahoo Finance is because for some reason I was facing a lot of issues with it, and I was just not able to get Yahoo Finance to work. So that's why I'm just gonna be using SAN. Now if you guys kinda know how some of the things in Yahoo Finance does work, then feel free to post it in the live chat. And yeah, alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm simply just gonna copy paste some of the imports that I had used for this. So I'm just gonna kind of copy paste this stuff. Actually no, not just that much, all of this. Just get this much, and the rest of the things we will code out on our own. Okay, that shouldn't be there. So I was actually testing some stuff with crypto. So that was actually a test wallet address. So I was trying to implement wallets also into things like this, but yeah. Okay, why can't I paste it? What's happening? And I think this is why I shouldn't have thought of using them. You know what? I think I'm just gonna switch over to VS Code, I guess. Vim is a bit of a pain right now, so I'm just gonna switch over to VS Code, because I know it will get a little laggy, but I just have to do it. So I'm just gonna do that right now. Perfect. Like, this is just a lot better. So yeah. And the other thing is that I'm no Vim expert. I'm pretty bad at it. So yeah. So let's just go over to the database.py file. And yeah, so if you want to know the exact specifications that I'm running with VS Code, this is the like the Monokai color theme that I am using, Monokai Night. So if you guys want it, then you can just get it from the extensions marketplace. Alright, so let's just get this code that I was talking about earlier. Can we paste this? Nope. Alright, okay. I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm just gonna get the file like this. Perfect. And we are simply just gonna get this much. So we can just copy that and paste it in here. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, so I know I basically just copy pasted this code, but I wanted to have a few snippets for myself, a few code snippets for myself, because this stuff would get a bit too complicated for me, to implement this stuff on my own. So basically I just have a little bit of code in here. Basically I just get like 1 year, the date, the date 1 year before this day, and we just get the data since that time till this time. So right now if I go and I just print out the ETH price df, you should see. Now I'm not gonna execute this in my VS Code thing because there's gonna be a lot of data, because we are looking at an interval of 1 day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say python 3 dataviz.py. So basically what my plan is for this app is, let me actually kind of walk you through the plan that I wanna go about. So I'm just gonna kind of open up like notes. So just a second, let me just kind of open up QuickTime so I can share my iPad screen with you guys. I hope I'm able to do it on stream, because I don't want to use OneNote right now. I don't want to do any of that. So I'm just gonna open up QuickTime, and I guess we have to create like a new movie recording, new screen recording, I guess. Nope, not a screen recording. Oh, okay, I remember now. It was something like a new movie recording. Yeah, alright. Let me just open up my let me just select my iPad. Okay, why don't I have, okay, so maybe it wasn't that. New screen recording. No. Oh, come on, there has to be something. I do remember that there was something like that basically allowed you to do that. Alright, you know what, I'm just not able to find it. Alright, you know what, it's okay. Okay, so basically it's gonna be like a site where you can just check, enter any cryptocurrency name, and it will pull up all of the data, and it will just display it to the screen. Then basically it will implement all of those algorithms that I was talking about earlier to predict the future price. And there's also going to be like one more page on it where it's going to be like I'm going to be suggesting my top picks, the website, like the neural network will be suggesting its top picks. So that's basically what I'm going to be trying to do. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is we need to determine if we are going to be just limiting this website to like 10 cryptocurrencies, or do we want this to be like something that people can use for any cryptocurrency. Now for now, in this 1 hour, I don't think I will be able to get like all of that stuff down, because yeah, it does take a lot of time to do something like this. Well, okay, now I think I'm just gonna kind of keep this over here. Come on. Well, thank you so much. Alright, so I don't think I will be able to do that right now, get the entire thing down, but I will be able to get a little bit of stuff done. So the first thing we need to do now is we need to clean up this data. Right now this data is actually pretty bad, because if you look at this, the first field, which is kind of like the index field, usually is supposed to be like 0, 1 or 2, but for some reason they have formatted this as a date, which is something that is not very good for me. I usually don't like to work with data like this, because it does make plotting a lot difficult and not that great, and we can't be expecting our audience to understand such plots. So I'm gonna be kind of cleaning up this data a little bit, so it gets a bit better. But you're welcome to just use this data as it is. But yeah, all right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna get the close price USD. Close price is equals, actually I'm just gonna say df is equals to ETH price df, and not do this, and we are just gonna be getting the close price USD. Alright, so if I just go and print out the close price DF, close price DF, and I'm just gonna comment this out. Alright, okay, now it's taking a second or two, but yeah, there we go. So as you can see, we do have 366 elements, which is exactly what we want, because as you can see over here, but we only have a single column, this one, as you can see. So as you can see, the date time column is still an index column, which is not that great, but it's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export this file to a CSV file. Alright, so basically all you do is we can just say close price df dot to CSV, and that should export this entire file to a CSV format. So if I just go and run this code again, it should export this to a CSV format. Alright. Alright, there we go. So we don't see any error, so that should work. There we go. Awesome. Alright, so if I just go over to Finder, no, I don't want to open that stuff up because it will lag. My laptop will lag. So I'm just gonna go open a, not a, let me just say ls and open to that. Alright, let's have a look. It is taking a second to load up. Alright, it's taking a long time. Wait, can I just cat and get it? There we go. Alright, so as you can see, we have this entire data sheet. We have a date time and we have close price USD. Awesome. So there we go. So as you can see, we have the data all over here, and that is exactly what we wanted. Now you might just want to round up all of these columns because I don't think this is the amount of precision we need. Like maybe going to the cent is okay, but like this is like so many decimal places, and if this one turns into a two, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna be getting some huge profits. So yeah. Also, one thing you can kind of see is, at this time last year, this was the ETH price, and right now it's basically the double the price, almost double. Pretty cool, right? So as you can see, in the long term, just by looking at this data sheet, you can just say, all right, well, in the long term, using investing in Ethereum does work, because yeah. And as you can see over here, or it literally went to like $4,000, which is huge. So it basically went like, it's pretty crazy. So alright, so I'm gonna be closing this right now, and we can work on this. So I think, you know what, I'm just not gonna work on the database file now. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rename, oh, not delete it, rename it to data creation. Basically we're gonna be doing all of the data creation in this file and not the visualization. So now I'm also gonna do the same thing, but with the open file that we have, and it's actually just basically what we did for the close file. It's the same thing, just we do it for the open file. So I'm just gonna say open price df is equals to ETH price df open price USD and open price DF dot to CSV. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have exported these files to a CSV format, we can now just access this data through the data visualization file, and we can actually visualize it, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna save this file and I'm just gonna run it over here. All right. Oops. Oh, all right. It's that data creation now. Python 3. There we go. All right. So there we go. We have two files: closed price df.csv and open price df.csv. Perfect. Now, yeah. So the next thing that we're gonna be doing is I'm just gonna go over and I'm gonna create a new file, data visualization.py. So I'm just gonna import pandas as pd, and from matplotlib import pyplot as plt. So I'm gonna be needing these two modules obviously, and also I wanted to check one more thing out with like my code. So I'm just gonna open up iterm and let me just cd to desktop slash python. I just wanted to check that in my ETH thing I had actually done one more piece of code that was a little important. So I'm just gonna open it up. Oops. All right. I had done written one more thing. I guess I'd done one more thing which is pretty important. Okay, so I had converted this stuff to a list for some reason. Wait a second, let me run this. Let's have a look. Now it should take a second or two, but yeah. It's taking a second or two. Alright, there you go. Okay, why? Okay, so over here I'm getting the dates correctly. Then why am I not getting? Why am I getting such weird dates? Okay, I was getting some really weird dates in our current data pulling thing. So why am I getting that? Let me have a look. Okay, convert it to a list, and okay, that's literally all I did. Okay, wait a second. If I just go and print out the close price over here, let me have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, okay, so over here, that's the date. Now, I was actually running into this error where if I just go down over here and if I just say like plt.plot the close price df, and if I just say like plt.show, you will see what happens. So we are gonna be running into one error, like not exactly an error, but it won't be the output that you would have expected. Oh, wait a second, that's literally the output we expected. Alright, well, turns out we aren't running into that error now, so that's cool. So I think we can basically get rid of the file also. get rid of data visualization. Perfect. So I think we can just do this in here, and we also don't need to do that. Alright, so let's actually just plot this out. So plotting, actually I'm just gonna make a multi-line comment. Plotting starts here. So I'm gonna create a few a few plots. Plt.show. So I'm just gonna say plt.x label date and plt.y label oops, price. Okay, now let's have a look if this is working or not. Awesome, it's working. Perfect. So as you can see over here, now what I'm gonna do is we also wanna have a title. So I'm just gonna say plt.title, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the mean price. Now basically the trick is, you wanna buy below the mean price and you wanna sell at the max price, obviously, because that's how you maximize profits. So I'm gonna get the mean price now, so you can kind of get an idea how Ethereum has been doing over the year and how it is doing right now. So I'm just gonna say mean close price is equals to np.mean. I think this is not gonna work, and if it doesn't work, then we will have to try out a different method, but it's gonna be pretty simple, so it's okay. So if I just say mean close price price, all right, let's have a look. Perfect. So as you can see now, we don't get an error and we also get a mean price. So it's $3,039. Now, so now it does, there are a few spikes in the price, which does influence the mean price. And I'm pretty sure it's these spikes over here, which is influencing the mean price quite a bit. But it's still, you get an idea. And right now Ethereum is at its mean. You can just say that because as you can see over here, it's just at a mean or just a little lower. So I wouldn't say it's the best time to buy Ethereum right now. I'll probably wait for a little bit, wait for it to fall down a little bit, and then I'll probably buy it, because as you can see, it does have a few periodic spikes, so we can assume that we are probably going to get a profit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also just gonna say we just want to round it up. I don't want to have that much of a precision, so I'm just gonna run this again. So that should give us the rounded price. And as you can see, now we do have the rounded price. So I'm just gonna, instead of printing it out, I'm just gonna add it to our plot title. Mean ETH price. Mean ETH close price. All right. There we go. But obviously it's not just going to be limited to ETH, right? We also have Bitcoin. So if I just go over and a Bitcoin, let's see if it works or not. That should work, as you can see. So now it's, and as you can see, the mean Bitcoin price is like $47,000. That's a lot. All right. So obviously, so the way this should work is that whatever cryptocurrency name we have entered over here, we should get that only. So instead of me writing that logic, I'm just gonna say mean close price. So a person looking at this will be like, all right. So it's the close price of the cryptocurrency I am dealing with. So right now we are dealing with Bitcoin, and if you just look at this, we do see one thing is that Bitcoin is currently below its mean price by like about $2,000. And as you can see, if you literally buy right now, it could just spike. Like a person would have bought it at like 30K, and he could have just sold it at 65K over here. And all you had to do was just wait for 4 months, as you can see over here. Pretty crazy, right? So we are not now. Let's do some more plotting. So I'm just gonna say plt dot. Let's get a bar graph also. So I'm just gonna say close price df and plt dot show the bar graph. I guess we might just run into an error. All right, and yeah, height. All right, so I think we can't do bar. Let's do hist. Let's see if anyone has posted anything in the chat box. Well, thank you. You're a big fan. Thank you. Well, you are also my sister, so yeah. All right, there we go. As you can see, we do have this. But I think a histogram isn't the best thing for this stuff. I'm just gonna have a plot. But we'll add a few things to this plot now. Just get this thing, and we can just say something like dot. Let's run this now. Alright, let's have a look. There we go. So as you can see now, we have this type of graph. Now, for any of the people who aren't, involved with computer science and machine learning, this graph probably doesn't mean anything. Like, why would you have a graph like this? Just with these points. So, for all of the people who aren't familiar, we will be using linear regression for this stuff. Now, as you can see, we have outliers in this thing. I guess these are the outliers. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so I don't think this is going to be extremely accurate, because it will take a long time if I want to make it like totally accurate. So that's why you're going to have the neural network also. So in case if the machine learning model kind of gets a little screwed up, we do have something that is a bit more robust. So that's why. So basically this is what that graph will help us with. So that's basically what this graph does. So the computer will draw a line of best fit for this graph. So now what I'm gonna do is we can just say something like dash, and now that should actually give us a line also with dots, as you can see. So that gives us something like this. So it basically adds these little dots, which is also pretty cool, but we don't need that. Now you can also change up the color by adding like R or B or Y, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. So it's up to you if you wanna change up the color or do any of that kind of stuff. So yeah. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do now is that we want to actually not just plot out this price, but we also want to do something cool with it. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to actually use these graphs, and I'm going to implement them into the website that we are creating. Now probably not the best time to start out with the website, but I want to test out how if this will work or not. So that's right. So the best way to do that is to actually start creating the website a bit. So you will just we just start. We won't be adding any styles right now. We will add them later on. But right now I just want to test if this thing is working or not. So I'm just gonna create a very basic Flask app. Just say app.run debug equals true, and I'm just gonna say def home and return a render template of home.html. Actually, I'm gonna name it index.html and app.route slash. Perfect. So let's just go over to our templates folder and create base.html and index.html. Now we will need the boilerplate code for this, so let's just use it. I know I'm copy pasting code, but that's basically how I develop stuff. cd to oops alright, let's cd to do app, cd to the templates folder, and also we will be deploying this. So if you guys want to check it out, we probably are going to be deploying this, so that's going to be really cool. Alright, so we can just use this code that we have. Just copy this code and paste it in here. I wouldn't suggest that you follow along with this right now. You should do it after stream and not right now, just in case if you are following around, because I will be copy pasting code, so that's why. So we're gonna be getting rid of the style tags and do that. So in here I'm also using Bootstrap, as you can see over here. So we will get a few styles directly, which is pretty cool. And we're also gonna need one more thing, and that is URL for. And I think that's all. So we can just close this now, and just gonna say clear this and open up index.html. So as you can see now, this was the index.html file. It's a pretty small file. Oops, what just happened? So I'm just gonna cat index.html and I'm just gonna get this code, kind of like the boilerplate code that I need to add. And I'm just gonna name this crypto buddy. You can name this anything, as I just told you, and we can just add that and just say end block. And I'm also just gonna say image, and okay, so I do know that adding images is not that simple in Flask. You do actually have to do a few things. So I'm just gonna open up Google real quick. Adding images, adding local images in Flask HTML files with URL for. So I do know you need to use URL for, but I don't remember the exact syntax. So what is that? That's all I need to figure out. Yeah, this one, this exact thing. So you just need to use this code to get an image. And what we are gonna do now is over here, when we are actually creating these plots, we can just say pld.save fig, and oops, we need to do it after the show thing. And uh, I'm just gonna save this file for now, and I'm just gonna run this file real quick. So that should save the file. As you can see, the file has been saved, but we want to save it to the static folder that we had created. So I'm just going to say static slash so let's check this now. There we go. So as you can see, that's working. So I'm just gonna go over to the index.html file now, and I'm just gonna say close price.png. So if I just do that and just run the HTML file now, and let's have a look. Alright, we do not get our image for some reason. Wait a second, do we? Alright, so, oh, alright, okay, I got it. We have an error over here. This should work. Now, run this file now. Alright, this should work now. So I'm just gonna head on over here. I'm gonna reload the page. And it doesn't work again. What's the thing? Closeprice.png. Let's have a look at closeprice.png. Alright, so we do have a closeprice.png. Okay, so why isn't it showing up? Okay. Wait, so do I need to get rid of this? Which file I was getting? Oh, alright. Okay, so I guess we weren't actually hard reloading it, so that's why it wasn't showing up. So if I just close this, and I'm gonna open it up again. There we go. As you can see, I just had to hard reload the page again. So as you can see, now we do have the mean close price showing up. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool. So okay, what's this? Well, I don't think that's our error. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, if I just reload the page, we are getting bootstrap also, which is evident by this request over here, as you can see. So if I just go over here to my index.html file, if I just add a h1 and I enter anything in there, just reload the page, as you can see, we do get that bootstrap text, which is really cool. So just with a few lines of code, we did get that working. Now, I think the main kind of difficult thing in this will be actually making it so that you can kind of get this entire image, without actually opening up a static file. And that's going to be a really difficult task, I think. And I might just even have to change up my entire stack for it. So currently I'm just focusing on Python and HTML, but I might have to use JavaScript fetch to get the crypto price and then do it, which will be a big pain. Yeah. All right. But I think there might be a few historic crypto prices APIs which might help us out a lot. But if that doesn't work, then we just get rid of it. So yeah, all right. So we do have that stuff all working now. I'm just gonna have a look at the stream again. Okay, now it is telling me to check my video resolution, but I think it's all perfect. And we have been going for and we have been going for 45 minutes. And as I just told you, I won't be able to go for more than an hour 15 right now. I will again stream today night. All right. So we do have this, which is pretty cool. So if I were to just do one thing, if I were to just copy this piece of code, comment it out over here, and paste it over here, and if I just save this file, and if I run this now, the graph will get updated. So the graph will get updated, the graph that is saved. So in that case, obviously this shouldn't change. Alright, why don't I have authorization to view this page? Are you kidding me? Alright, why isn't my terminal loading up? Okay, I guess weren't even running it. Yeah, I guess we weren't even running it. Dude, what? Alright, so over here the thing does get updated. Now if I just go over here and if I comment out this line of code and I uncomment this line of code, and now if I run it, alright, so now I'm gonna go over here and okay, that is cool. Alright, so as long as the image is being saved to the directory that we want, so in that case we can just, alright, okay, cool, so that's cool if that's working. So I didn't actually expect that to work, but it is working. Now you do have to do a hard reload and not just a reload. So basically what you need to do is you have to hit Command Shift R, all of the Mac users, and Windows users I guess it will be Control Shift R, or you can just go over here and just go to like help, or you can just kind of long press the reload button and you can just say empty cache and hard reload or hard reload. You want to do either one of those and don't just reload the page, because static file basically I think it gets cached or something, so you gotta empty your cache, you gotta hard reload the thing, otherwise you won't see any changes. So yeah, that's something I know it's not really cool, and it gets a bit painful when developing, but that's how it is. So yeah, so all right, we did get this. Now I won't be styling, as I just told you, I won't be styling it right now. We will style it later on, and as you can see over here we have our image. But currently obviously if this gets deployed, obviously it's gonna throw us an error, because if you look at this, we are grabbing static slash close.png, and but actually I think it should actually not throw us an error. I guess it should not throw us an error. I guess that should work basically. So what I want to do is, instead of us having to do this, we save the file to static slash close.png, what I was thinking is maybe if we click on a button, we send in a post request that basically sends it to Firebase. It's up, we have a database in Firebase, and basically that database gets fed this picture, and then we are just sending continuous get requests to our Firebase database. So that should hopefully work, I guess. But I actually want to test this. Like, does this code, now I know this code won't work, but if I were to just literally go over and deploy this, I'm just gonna kind of deploy this on a dummy URL just for testing purposes. So what I'm gonna do is deploying this is actually incredibly simple task. All you do is you have to specify your requirements, and to do that I just say pip freeze requirements dot text, and we actually need to delete this file. Done. So this should have all of the modules in it. Perfect. Now we can obviously get rid of literally all of these modules. We just need Flask. So you can get rid of all of these modules. Now if you created a new virtual environment, then that's a good thing, because then you won't have all of this stuff, you know, clogging up your thing. I know I should have done it, but I just I didn't. So alright, I'm just gonna get rid of literally all of this stuff. So basically this has like almost each and every module that I've ever installed. As you can see, socket data, YouTube, all of that stuff. And if you would have created a virtual environment, it would only show you the things you would have installed on that virtual environment and not other things. So I'm just gonna get rid of this, and yeah, just do that. So I'm just gonna go now. Okay, so now I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna, if when on deploying this, there is gonna be like my email and stuff showing up. So I'm just gonna, okay, my